there. It's your second favorite DP right here, okay? No, that's Deadpool, you silly little Hufflepuff. Anyways, I'm gonna need you to shut up that pretty little mouth of yours and pay attention because the show's about to start, alright? And, I don't know about you, but I know who's my vote for sexiest ex-soldier turned pop culture show host. Alright, enough foreplay, let's get on with the show.
Every week's an epic feat. They shed light on what's the trend. When will the madness ever end? From movies to the latest shows, you never know how far they'll go. Come aboard and take the ride. Let's uncover what's inside. Warriors of the night, here to fight. Pop culture explosions in the spotlight. Tune in for laughter and some cheers. Legends rising through the years.
Hey, everybody! Welcome, one and all. Today is June 24, 2025. This is episode 208? 208. Yeah, that sounds right. 208. Welcome to the show. This is Pop Culture Warrior. It's the show where I stay up to date on all the ins and outs of what's happening in pop culture so you don't have to. And apparently I'm taking resume requests. So shout out to the guy who dropped his resume in the chats. Wrong place. But I can't do this alone, ladies and gentlemen. So without further ado, for what could be the last time, we don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Mr. Angry Elf. Hey.
Hey,
Say hi to the kids, man. Say hi to the kids.
hi, kids.
Oh,
Resume. I was trying to look at that real quick. You
why am
know,
I in the dark? Is my camera dark? I think it is camera. It is dark. See, it's brighten it up a little bit.
I mean,
I don't know. It's fine.
Maybe he's trying to, apply for the co-host position.
I'm trying to keep it in the dark. Trying to keep it in the dark. What's up, everybody? How you doing? I see you in the chats, Billy, Insomniac. What's going on? How y'all doing? Welcome to the show. Let's bring the camera in. Come in, will you? Damn, Mad Mike got fat. Oh, damn. Oh, why you gotta do him like that?
Look, man.
Not
nice.
God. Not nice. All right. Check it. What was I gonna say? Shit. Totally lost my train of thought.
The fact that you keep miscounting the number of episodes we've done.
Yeah, I've completely lost track of that. It is what it is. Real quick, before we get into the show proper, couple quick shout outs. First, someone gave me this, and they gave me it with the express purpose of making it a giveaway. And you would think, what? It's a t-shirt. Why is someone giving it away? Well, it comes from my inside source. So I got a good buddy of mine who may or may not be in the industry. I gotta be careful. I can't expose who he is. But he ends up on shows. And so this is an official Mayor of Kingstown season 4. These are crew shirts. This says hockey crew, but it's a crew shirt. The crew wore these t-shirts on season 4 of Mayor of Kingstown. So he hooked us up. Smells like Jeremy Renner. He hooked us up.
We're friends with Jeremy Renner?
I wish. So we're gonna give this shirt away at some point. I think we're gonna do July 1st. I think July 1st is our big summer blowout extravaganza. We'll do a giveaway. So there is that. Cool. If you're a fan of Mayor Kingstown, that's just a cool piece of memorabilia, a piece of history. Second up, and I have to be very careful how I show this package because it's got my PII on it. It's got my P all over it. Personal identifiable information. We got ourselves a package. Would you like to know where this package is from?
Somewhere, because it says you won.
No, not a win. This comes from our very own swag shop. That's right. If you go to shop WTF something, I don't know. It's something like that. I'll get the something shop WTF moments, something, I don't know, something or other. But I just cracked it open. I'm seeing all this for the very first time. And you can see it's got our inside the box. It's got the WTF Nation Radio branding. Ooh.
Is it the WTF Nation dildos?
I wish. Those are on back order. First, we've got this nice U.S. Army WTF moments, like a leather patch kind of hat. Very cool. This is, I think, the same, but this one's in a wrapper for some reason. But all right, that's cool. Ooh, trucker hat style. Same with the U.S. Army WTF moments patch on it. The blue trucker style. These are like prototypes. We're gonna be selling stuff like this. So these are some prototypes.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Now this is what I'm talking about. So same trucker hat style, but look at this with the WTF Nation Radio iron stamp kind of thing there.
Nice.
Like that. That's fucking cool as shit right there. So we got that one. We got more. And here we go. That's my style.
It's in black.
The gray and black. So it's a trucker style. It's like the mesh back, but with the gray and the WTF Nation Radio logo. That's badass. Let's see. Ooh, here we go. Looks like a giveaway item. It is another trucker hat, camo front trucker hat with genuine WTF Nation Radio listener. That's for the fans right there. WTF Nation Radio listener. So there you go. That's another one for the giveaways.
Certified listener.
Yes, sir. Let's see, we got a little package that says CQ on it. Let's see.
It's the bill.
Right? We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Cool. Oh, cool. One transport.
Stickers?
Yeah,
Decals?
these are decals and stickers kind of all mixed together. But these are like vinyl, glow in the dark, shiny. Yeah, man, that's pretty cool. I gotta open that
Shiny
up.
happy people? What?
Shiny stickies. All right. Oh, a couple more things. Let's see. Let's check this out. Yeah, what does it say? I can't see. Oh, it's the U.S. Army WTF Moments logo. And on the back, it's got the WTF Nation Radio. Cool. In a brown and that kind of military tan. You know, we're at the end here.
I believe the kids call it coyote nowadays.
Coyote. Grr. All right, hang on. All right, we've got this is contact your union rep, U.S. Army WTF M Local 214. Get it, like DD 214. I like it.
Yeah.
We got.
I dig it.
Oh, the black WTF Nation Radio listener might be another giveaway. Listener shirt.
Ask me because you can't wear that.
Nope, because I'm not a listener. I don't listen to this nonsense.
No.
And last but not
You
least,
produce it.
another contact your union rep. USA WTFM Local 214. So there you have it. A bunch of packages.
Cool.
Shout out to the merch shop that sent us out some cool shit, man. I'm actually gonna rock this damn thing. This is, you know, I never take off the CQ hat, but that is just clean. That is clean, man. I like it with the WTF Nation Radio. Bling bling. Oh, it feels like metal too. All right, so we got glow in the dark stickers. I just had to show off because shout out to the boys sitting in this. Let's see, we got decals. Oh, WTF Nation Radio stickers. The vinyl stickers. Oop. An actual U.S. Army WTF Moments listener vinyl and decal and sticker. Dude, This is awesome, man. We got some good shit. Got some good packages coming. Got some good. We'll put this off to the side. So there you have it. Check out the shop, man. Shout out to the shop for
It is pretty cool.
sending us some cool stuff. See, you know, for those out there, if they wanted to be a member, you know, if they wanted to be, they wanted to join the team. You can't see it because it's the QR code, but
No, I figured.
if they wanted to be a member, they would be getting cool swag like this. Official U.S. Army WTF Moments merch and WTF Nation Radio merch. All right. Anyway, there you go. Snapshot it if you want. 3, 2, 1, and bye-bye goes the code. All right. We're under your OCPs. Yes. Yes. I like it. I like it. Uh, 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 Let's see. What is this? Hey, GA. What is this? Hey, figure it out. Figure it out, man. You got this. I'm sure you're smart. You figure it out. What is so what's up, man? What's been I feel like it's been a minute.
Been too
What's
long. I don't know when the last time you and I were on the show together.
It's been a minute, man. It's been a minute.
Um, I mean, apparently my predictions were wrong once again. I
You
mean,
mean you got shuntered by the pop culture warrior? You know, he had to school you up a little bit. For those that may not know what he's talking about, your boy Angry Elf made a bold prediction. Some would say a bold prediction that the summer movie tent poles basically would begin with Jurassic Park, led by one Scar Joe.
Jurassic World, get it right.
Jurassic, whatever. Jurassic World, whatever. Jurassic nuts.
Same thing, I know.
And it's not projecting well. Is that
No.
can we say that? Can we say that? Is that it's
You
yeah,
think, what's it called? Failure to launch?
definitely. The upcoming Jurassic World Rebirth movie starring Scarlett Johansson could potentially be a big bomb at the box office, as the first estimates are in for the opening weekend, and they're the lowest of the franchise, which is including the original Jurassic Park movies. The estimates right now for Jurassic World Rebirth are that it will open around 115 million. That's for a 5-day opening weekend that drops on the 4th of July holiday.
Yep.
That's not good. That's not good. That's what we. Hey, first of all, talking. Does Chats want to talk shit this early? All right, we can do this. We can do this. Anubis says, "Don't worry, Angry Elf. He lost both rounds of Fire Tower. You know what? That's you bringing up shit from a different show. What?
Okay, I will tell you this right now. I have played Fire Tower, oh, we'll just say probably about 10 times. I have won one game. I have won one game.
Yeah,
I have lost majority of those to my 9-year-old daughter who knows how to play the game and knows how to play it well. So
yeah.
I'm CQ's in good company.
I've only played 2 rounds, but I've lost both of them. Yes, that's true. That is a factual statement. And yeah, early reviews are in, and people are saying like it's a 3. It's a 3. I've never seen a review of a triple A big budget movie come in at a 3. Maybe a 6, maybe a 5 if it's really bad, but a
Yeah.
3.
So
Woo.
so Cosmic Book News, they I was invited as well. AMC did the screen unseen, and it was Jurassic World Rebirth. And its last line in its review, it says, if you enjoy watching dumb shit on repeat, this one's for you. Everyone else, skip it. That line right there, I will tell you this right now. That reminds me of going and seeing Jurassic Park 3 after seeing the other 2, and it was like, "Wow." And the sad part is, I have to go see this movie because my daughter and my wife are really excited to go see it. And I was kind of like, "Okay, it's a Jurassic World movie. It can't be that bad. It's got ScarJo in it. It can't be." Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
And
It can.
so, I'm just telling you right now, I'm tempted. I was tempted to get tickets to go see Amazon or through Amazon for a Superman early screening, but that was going to be expensive, really expensive
Mhm.
through because I guess they were only doing IMAX or whatever. So I'll wait. I'll probably wait until the weekend after it comes out or whatever. But I'm I'm a little bit more enthusiastic about Superman. I think it's going to be a hard pass on me for Fantastic Four. I'm not feeling it, and that's just so I'll give Superman my vote of confidence. I will go see Jurassic World Rebirth, and maybe I'll see Fantastic Four on the flip side.
Mm, mm, mm. Well, let's pause right here in the conversation because we do have to mention we did not do a show last week because your boy CQ was at the early screening, I should say, of 28 Years Later. And when I tell you my expectations were rather low for this film, I'm a fan of
Yeah,
the original. The sequel was fine. It was okay. It was your classic,
yeah,
whatever. But man, I was blown away. And I don't say that often in theaters. There are a few times where I'm like, that was a great fucking movie. That was a great fucking movie. 28 years later, go see it. Go see it in theaters. It's that good. Um the first like 10-15 minutes I feel like was kind of a setup in that I was like, "Oh, I don't like this. Like I don't like the story they're trying to do. I don't like the
yeah,
cinematography because they were doing very like like the old school it was almost like propaganda-ish film where it was like intercut with like marching and intercut with like people doing bow, and it was this weird, like,
yeah.
I don't know what they were going for. And I was like, man, am I gonna end up walking out of this film so glad I did it? Because once you get past that, it's so good. It's so damn good. And then
Yeah.
for whatever reason, like the last 5 minutes of the movie, like when I tell you this is a movie, and they've announced it already before this came out, that they're like, we want this to be the first in a new trilogy of these movies. That always makes me nervous
Right.
because very much like the MCU, which we love, they're all interconnected. Originally, the MCU, why was it so good, right? Because Iron Man was a great movie of its own, and Captain America was a great movie of its own, and Thor was a great movie of its own. And then they just ever so lightly connected into the culmination of the Avengers. And that was great. But phase two got into this thing where it was like every movie was just a tease for another movie. And it
Yeah.
never felt like a great movie on its own. Does that make sense? Like, yes, it was part of the
Oh yeah.
bigger tapestry and all this and all that, but like they stopped making good movies of their own right. Very few of them. Knowing going into that this was going to be kind of part one of this new trilogy, this is as complete of a story, start to finish, as I have ever seen in these kind of connected universes, where like it was a really good story, a self-contained story with
Right.
just enough breadcrumbs to go like, this might be important another day, and this might be important, but without beating you over the head with it. Um,
Yeah.
the shooting style was great. One of my biggest frustrations with a lot of these horror movies is that people will do things where you're like, no rational person in their right fucking mind would do that.
Right.
There wasn't any of that I can think of. Like every person's action, although some of them were dumb, felt like it
Yeah.
belonged in the narrative. Like it belonged, this is a movie about an apocalypse 28 years later, right? Like this is they've been in this sort of mindset for 28 years. So, yes, do they do dumb stuff? Of course, cuz that's how you get action, and they do
Yeah.
dumb stuff. But everything felt very much like you're like, I understand why he did that, or I understand the need for that, or it just never once did I go, oh, I can't believe that's what they went with. You know what I
Right.
mean? It was really good. All that to say, and yes, Leon put it in the chat perfectly. Alpha. I must warn you, there is some graphic scenes in this movie that have nothing to do with the zombies doing zombie things. I don't want to
Need more
spoil
men.
it. I don't want to spoil it more than that. One, if you are uncomfortable with male frontal nudity, don't go see this film because the alpha, like, because these zombies, I guess have mutated and like every one in a while becomes an alpha. He's just bigger than everybody else. Most of the zombies in this movie are naked, which again makes sense that this is 28 years. These people, some of them have been infected. Clothes would have deteriorated and ripped and fallen apart and all that stuff and disintegrated. So most of the zombies are naked in the film. And Alpha is packing what could only be described as a weapon of mass destruction. It is uncomfortably big. It should have its own credit in the film, is what I'm saying. Because I don't know who played his dick, but he did an amazing job. He was very believable. There's got to be a new category. Yeah, there's got to be a new category in the fucking Oscars. It is uncomfortably graphic. And so I saw it on the big screen and made the mistake of, I was only like three rows in from the screen. So maybe my perspective wasn't the best, but I'm being asked, was it CG or was it real? If it was CG, it would have been one of the only uses of CGI in that entire movie because everything was very practical effect for the most part, obviously. Man, I mean, I don't want to harp on this thing, but
Would this be the first crossover between a movie that wins an Oscar and then wins a AVN?
it should. It should. And then
Well,
there's another scene that's again graphic, but not for zombie violence. That is so jarring and so you never thought you would ever see. And I don't want to spoil it because it's like such a good scene. But it stays with you. Let's just say that it stays with you. It's like, shit, I thought it was behind me for a second. It was, whew. All right. Camera adds 10 pounds. In that case, it was disproportionately distributed. Google says it was a prosthetic. Listen, I hope it was a prosthetic because if not, that poor man, like he's gonna have back problems. Lumping that thing around.
well, the good news is if everything stays equal, the sequel will premiere mid-January of next year, so you won't have to wait long to see the.
I don't know. I don't know if I can. I'm gonna need some time. I'm gonna need some time to process
You
and
get 6
to.
months.
It was a lot. Again, outside of that, phenomenal movie. Great movie. Highly recommend if you like zombie movies or like. It's a zombie movie for sure, but I don't know. For some reason, it didn't feel like a zombie movie, which is weird.
But see, the good zombie movies aren't zombie gore fests. They're a
Yes.
allegory to something else. Like for instance, the original Night of the Living Dead was an allegory to the the race problems that this stupid country we live in have.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
um,
This
so
the
yeah,
theme, the kind of theme for this movie, a lot of it had to do with I think growing up, right? It's really told through the lens of this kid who is coming of age. They I'm not spoiling anything. They live in a quarantine zone of, the world where zombies exist and
yeah,
it's been that way for 28 years and this kid's like 8. So, like he was born 20 years into a zombie apocalypse. So, or no, he's like 12, I think, in the film. And the point is, like, this is his coming of age kind of moment. You know, he has to learn to be a hunter and how to survive and all these things. So there's a lot of like, you know, father figure stuff and family stuff, and it's just it's a lot of it, but a lot of symbolism but yeah, just overall great film, great film. I
Yeah.
hope that it does as well as it should, but sometimes really good movies don't do well in the box office, and we've talked about this in the past.
Yep.
Wild Robot, I thought was one of the best new animated feature films of our generation. And I think it was in theaters for like 2 weeks. Now it killed in streaming, because people actually watched it and were like, holy shit, it's a good movie. So my worry was that was going to be this, in that,
Yeah.
you know, it was going to do really well, or it wasn't going to do well in theaters, but that once it came out, it was going to do really well. But let's see, last weekend box office. Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I figured. But go ahead. Go ahead.
What? No. What did you figure? Where did it sit? Where did it land?
So 28 years later came out the same weekend as Elio, which was the big, we talked about this big animated Disney Pixar movie, which so many people want original stories. Well, guess what happened? Elio premiered at number 3, just slightly ahead of Lilo and Stitch, which is in its like 5th week. 28 years later was second,
Right.
but still number 1 after 2 weeks was How to Train Your Dragon at 36 million. But this makes me happy in that I did predict How to Train Your Dragon was going to be a big blockbuster hit. 2 weeks in, it's at 160 million gross, domestic, not worldwide, domestic. So I'm happy I was right about that. A, points for Pop Culture Warrior, and B, like, given and How to Train Your Dragon was good. I saw it. It's good. It's very good. Is it a new story? No. Is it a faithful adaptation or reimagining or remake of a? Yes. It sticks pretty well to the thing. So it made 36.5 million. 28 years later, on its opening weekend, made 30 million for a film that is in almost 1,000 less theaters. And it's in its opening weekend compared to How to Train Your Dragons in its second weekend, and it only made 6 million less. That's not bad. That's not bad. You know, How to Train Your Dragon is this huge franchise. Yeah.
I was gonna say, How You Train Your Dragon's PG, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, 28 years later is a hard
Very
R.
R.
Hard
Hard R. Hard R.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty good in of itself too, because usually rated R movies, because you've only got a small portion of the audience that can go see it, you know, and that's, yeah, I think it'll do fine. If I The real question will be, what comes out this weekend? Anything?
This weekend, what comes
Oh,
out this
Megan,
week?
right?
Yeah, Megan 2.0. Which
Maybe. But then
it'll
again,
do
that
well
movie,
just because it's a sequel.
yeah, but I mean, I'm just thinking these two movies in its second week will Megan beat out 28 years later? That's a real question. You know it might, because Megan's PG-13.
Which is so stupid for a horror movie. So dumb. I hope, this is my hope, that the word of mouth for 28 years later is so good that it still beats out Megan 2.0. Because Megan 2.0, let's be honest, it's a cash grab. It's a joke of a movie. I haven't even seen it, and I can tell you it's going to be a joke of a movie. It's so goofy. It's so goofy.
And the fact that it's jumping, it's not even horror anymore. If anything, it's a horror action, which
Yeah, horror comedy, action comedy. Phil says I'm more excited about Jurassic Park. Oh man. Oh God, love it. But yeah, highly recommend. Go, do me a favor. Go see 28 Years Later. Everyone in the audience, they deserve recognition for what they did. You know, I put it akin to like what Top Gun Maverick did. Coming back to source material so far removed, telling an original story, at least, and the difference is 28 years later, there's nobody from the originals or anything like that. Even though they did announce that, what's his name, Cillian Murphy is coming back in the
It's Jim.
sequels. Yeah, he's coming back in the sequels. So, but I'm just saying, for what they did, is it's really incredible. It's really incredible. All respect to the team behind 28 Years Later. I have seen so many movies lately because I've seen Thunderbolts, Ballerina, Mission Impossible. My God, so many films over the last couple weeks I've seen, and by far and away, I think 28 Years Later was the best of them. The best of them. That's saying, that's going up against heavy hitters. Heavy hitters. So go out and see it. What else? What other news we got? Oh, here's a story. Who doesn't love Darth Maul? Because Darth Maul is coming back. Sam Witwer,
Yes.
who fucking is supposed to come on my goddamn show, and he keep fucking. But you know what? I can't blame the guy, because he, like, the last time he's
busy.
like, yeah, he's like, I'm kind of working on something I can't talk about right now. Hey, what's up, US? I don't know what the hell that is. Shared out. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, he's been busy. Sam Witwer's been busy. And the last time I spoke to his people, they're like, look, he wants to come on the show, but he's working on something right now. He can't talk about it yet. So when he can talk about it, we'll set it up. So now maybe he can fucking talk about it. Because obviously, because he's talking about it. But it says Sam Witwer revealed about the show Maul Shadow Lord, explores how Maul handles a galaxy with no Jedi. Maul will question his master's empire. Will ask if Maul is as bad as Sidious or Darth Vader. Bad guys versus worse guys, and it wasn't Maul's show before, but now it is. It's a lot of interesting.
I think that means
comments.
that it kind of evolved and
Right.
included Maul, or Maul was involved, but then they decided to bring him front and center. Because I'm excited for this only because of that. So Maul, for those that are uninitiated, keeps coming back and forth into the storyline.
Yeah.
Uh, even though his first live action appearance, he died, and then they had that
Well, he
post
didn't
credit
die,
scene.
apparently.
Well, yeah, exactly. Depending, yes, we all thought he died, and then uh, they brought him back in the Clone Wars cartoon. But his other live action appearance that threw everybody for a loop was at the end of Solo, when he shows up giving orders to Kira, and it was like, unless you
You
were
mean
initiated, you were like,
Daenerys Targaryen, okay? Get her night, mother of dragons. All right, that's
yeah, but her name in the
no.
show, or the excuse me, the
You put some
damn.
respect on her name. She's the mother of dragons.
Okay, fine. She was Sarah Connor 2.0. Anyways, but yeah, but this is this has the potential of being good. The only problem I have is how Star Wars has always had this problem since George Lucas started in the middle of the story. Um, it's you've got to figure out where this lands in the timeline, you know. So
I mean, it's got to be in that middle between the two trilogies, between the original and the pre-trilogy, just because it, you know, like you said, it's a world with no Jedis, and for it to go all the way to like Rey's timeline, he'd be way too old to be in that
because
there.
because at the there's an episode in, I think it was season 4 of the Rebels.
He gets
Um,
killed by Obi-Wan.
oh, again,
Again. For real this
don't tell
time.
me. So supposedly, I mean, everybody thought it was for real the first time.
I
And then he comes back.
Yeah, but the first time he was just cut in half, okay? The second time he got a boo-boo and he died. So, that's when you know it's serious. But
Dave Filoni's going to do what Dave Filoni wants to do. If he wants to bring him back, he's going to bring him back.
dude, that
Um,
whole was it the Ahsoka show where the chick got speared by the lightsaber and apparently 'twas a flesh wound.
yeah.
we just discounting your internal organs being disintegrated by a light beam now. Just nothing matters. Nothing matters anymore. It just anyway. Did you know if they say it was going to be like, it can't be live action, right? If Sam Witwer is doing the voice, it's not
No,
live action.
No, it's going to be
Is it going to be like
I'm
animated
fairly certain it's
or like CGI?
No, it's going to probably be in that Clone Wars animation style, like they've done with everything else since Dave Filoni did Clone Wars. Um, so I think it's just going to end up being a continuation of everything. So, and I mean, that stuff has worked. I mean, it worked for Bad Batch. It's worked for the last 4 years with the Tales of, series that they've done. I like the animation style, so I'll watch it. The real question that people are asking is, since this takes place during the dark times, will we finally get an answer to who's the better Sith Lord, Darth Vader or Darth Maul? There's speculation that they could fight, you know.
Possibly. I don't think they would do it though. The other thing is how much. What was it called? The one that Sam Witwer did. He did the voice and the mocap for that one game. Force.
The Force Unleashed,
Force Unleashed.
and he played Star Killer.
Is that thing canon anymore? Is that canon? No, right? It's outside of canon now.
That came out before
Pre-Disney?
the Disney acquisition.
Yeah.
So, or right at the no, yeah, it came out right. It came out before it.
But because that would be an interesting, have him voice both, and they come, saber to saber, because Maul was Sidious's. No, he was somebody's apprentice. He was
Sidious's apprentice
prior to
in the
Vader.
Phantom Menace. Yeah.
And then for Vader to have his apprentice be Star Killer, to have them cross paths would be interesting.
Yeah.
Whose apprentice is stronger.
It would be.
But anyway, I don't know. Star Wars. It is what it is.
Yeah.
In other news. Oh, by the way, Jesus Christ, I didn't even think to talk about this.
What?
At the top of the show. We got a guest tonight. And I apologize. The reason it wasn't on the top of my mind, it's a pre-recorded segment. And it's a segment that I did, I hate to say, 13 days ago, 14 days ago. It was supposed to air on last week's episode, and obviously we didn't have a show, but it's with Scott Adkins. If you don't know the name, you should, because the dude's a legit badass. He's been in, most recently, John Wick, Chapter 4. He was the Russian dude with the fat suit that fought Wick in the rainy scene. But he's been in, Undisputed and Adventure Man, and he was in Doctor Strange. He was one of the acolytes in Doctor Strange.
He portrayed the Weapon 11, the knockoff Deadpool in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Yes. The dude's a master martial arts expert, an actor and writer and producer, and it's a great interview. It's short. Admittedly, it's short. I caught him. I think he was about to leave to go film in Korea or something like that. But he sat down with us for about 30 minutes, and it's a phenomenal interview. We had a great chat. So stick around for that at the top of the hour. We're gonna play that. And yes, Scott, I see your message. I'm an Xbox guy. You're a PlayStation guy. We've talked about this. It's been discussed. And I'll be the first to admit that I was wrong when I said that I think Xbox is getting out of the console race and is going to move towards software. Now, caveat on that, because we were talking about they're coming out with the handheld, which to save face, I'm gonna go ahead and say I was kind of right, because they're not making it. They're not physically producing it. It's a Steam Deck is pretty much what it is. It's just got Xbox, software. So I'm doubling down and saying I still think it could be a possibility. The recent announcement, and I don't know if you've seen this, I forgot to save it and send it into our little group chat, but Xbox has announced a partnership with Meta, and they're coming out with an Xbox Meta Quest. It's called like the Xbox Meta 3 or S, some nonsense. And it's all blacked out Meta with the Xbox, neon green. And it comes with, obviously, the 2 controllers for the Meta, but also an Xbox controller. And
I see it.
It boots straight into the Xbox UI. So when you put it on, you can play your Xbox games right in your headset in that 27-foot size virtual screen. While also, being able to do everything a Meta does. So I'm for it, man. I'm for it. I'm with it. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna ask, how much was the Steam Deck thing? Or no, you guys were speculating on
We were
the price.
speculating. Yeah, it's probably going to be about $800. Is what it's probably going to be.
So these goggles, I just Googled it.
Mm-hmm.
$399.99. So $400. I mean, kind of cool. I mean, that's cheaper than or it might be the same price point when PlayStation released their PS5 VR stuff. Which, I mean, I have the original version, but I'm not going to get the updated. This sounds kind of cool.
It says here the Meta Quest 3S Xbox edition is available today. As of today, $399.99. Comes loaded with everything you need to start gaming on a massive virtual display the moment you open the box. The bundle includes custom 128 gig Meta Quest 3S in Xbox's classic carbon black and velocity green, matching Touch Plus controllers, and a limited edition Xbox wireless controller. You get 3 months of Meta Horizon Plus, 3 months of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I mean, if this is a device that does everything Meta does, the Meta Quest does, and you're able to play your Xbox games and all that, that's a win. That's a win. And again, I think Xbox is being smart. They're going, let's get out of the hardware. Let's they're just licensing out Xbox now. They're just letting people slap Xbox logos on whatever they make. We're gonna get an Oakley Xbox Oakleys pretty soon. They're just like, screw it. Let's just put our logo on everything. And I now am doubling down that Xbox is gonna get out of the console race, and they're gonna say, nah, we exist in the cloud, right? Because you'll have your Meta Quest that connects to it. You'll have your Steam Deck that connects to it. You'll have your PC that connects to it. And then soon even your PlayStation will connect to the Xbox cloud experience. I mean, it's a win. It's a win.
If I wanted to shell out $428, because that's, plus tax, I could have it Friday.
Yeah. Yep. And let's see. I'm looking to see, what does it say? Trying to find. It's taking forever to load. Okay. Xbox on VR headset, play your favorite games wherever you go. Stream hundreds of games with Xbox Game Pass via cloud gaming, massive virtual screen. Get an instant
Yep.
library on your VR headset. Play hundreds of cloud playable games, plus select games you own, even titles not included with Xbox Game Pass. Enjoy high quality streaming provided by Xbox Cloud Gaming with minimal latency, high definition graphics, supported VR headsets. And I mean it's gotta have, because it's got the MetaQuest controls, so it also has to play, all it's MetaQuest VR headset compatible. Xbox app on your MetaQuest headset. I'm looking. Can you play Steam games on it? That's what Insomniac says. You're
I'm
pretty sure you can
looking.
play Steam games in it. But that's what I want to know. Is available to play? Severe, what games are available to play? Is cloud gaming available in my market? I don't know. I don't see it.
I don't see. Yeah,
Play
all I see is
memberships.
Xbox and Meta Quest games.
Yeah. So I mean, and even if that is the extent of it, I
Yeah.
mean, still, you're getting. It's funny enough. I just did a VR event. I went with a bunch of guys. Went to a VR place not too far from me, and it was cool. But at the same time, like I'm like, I hate to say it was like such old school VR, but it was definitely like VR from like 3-4 years ago, maybe even
Right.
like pre-COVID VR. So it's like the real big clunky headsets with the really big clunky hand controls. But I was like, but it does, and like you had to be like we were wired to the ceiling and like all this stuff, and it made me. I'm like, man, like VR's come a long way, right? Because you've got the MetaQuest where it's just slap that thing on, you got the two little thing, and you're good to go. You're done. But they
Yeah.
were like, these were like wired into the computers and like all these different things. And I'm like, I've played games on the Meta Quest that are like were better. Like they just played better than these like high tech VR from a couple years ago. But anyway,
Yeah.
Scott says, I think there will be at least one more generation of Xbox. I think Steam library will be included, and they will boast about how this time every game can do 120 FPS. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Go. The sports bar says, "All hail CQ. He may be wrong about console, but he's right about pop culture." Ah, ah. You
Oh.
guys are sweet. You guys are sweet. But yeah, I'll be the first to say I'm considering it. I'm considering
Yeah.
it. I'm considering the MetaQuest. Now, they did say that this is a limited time thing. That they were very clear, and they said like when these are gone, they're gone. Like this isn't going to be something that they're pumping out in perpetuity. This is I think again, I think they're testing the waters, right? They announced the Steam Deck. Now they're announcing the VR headset. I think they're just testing the water to see, how many people can we get on alternative devices, and then maybe shut down production of the console side of things. I don't know. We shall see. But and it's because they're literally calling it the limited edition MetaQuest 3S. So limited time only. I mean, do I want to play? Like, do I want to play Xbox on a VR headset?
I mean, I mean, how much have you played? Because I mean, I'll tell you this much: I have a VR headset for my PlayStation, the original, and it's cool for some stuff. But like, I don't know. But I've also heard like, I forget which one it was, if it was MetaQuest or if it was the PlayStation one or somebody else, boasting that that sports package where you can sit there and watch games, but because of the where the camera's sitting, you, it seems like you're sitting on the sideline or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. That would be cool, but how much am I paying for that subscription service or that package? Because
Mm.
that's got to be like Game Pass Plus or something like that.
So
I
let's
mean, the problem
see
is,
here.
what games would you want to play? Because I can. that's why I stopped.
Yeah,
There's not too many games I'd want to play.
that's a you got the Batman Arkham Shadow game. But okay, so the MetaQuest 3S is $300. It's $299.99. So basically you're paying but that's the one, what do we say, the 128 gig version? Is that the, yeah, it's the same.
No,
128.
when I clicked on so I clicked on a link, took me to Best Buy, and it doesn't give me options. Let me see, because this is the 128 gig.
Mm-hmm.
Comes with the the regular controller and the other controller or the Xbox controller. Let's see. I think they said that it's. I'm scrolling. All I'm seeing is MetaQuests, the white ones.
Yeah, because you've got the
Yeah,
3S, which is the regular. That's the regular one. It's
yeah.
white. That's $299. And then you have the 3S Xbox edition, which is $399. But then what
Mm-hmm.
you're getting for that is you're getting a controller, which retails about $60. And then you're
Yep.
getting the fact that you can play your Xbox games on the MetaQuest,
Right.
which the question begs, couldn't MetaQuest just have it as an app on the regular MetaQuest? Couldn't you pay the $299 and connect your at home Xbox controller, save yourself $100, and yeah, it's not gonna be black and green. It's not the limited edition colors, but you could, in theory, save yourself $100.
It might be, there might once this comes out and people start playing with it, you find out that there is an app for that and you can, connect your existing Xbox controller to it. And yeah, there's a way to benefit from this. Or maybe they'll release that app or that function 4 months from now after they've sold through their Xbox editions.
So it says here that you can play Xbox games on the MetaQuest 3 utilizing the Xbox Cloud Gaming, which is in beta. You don't even need
Mhm.
the Xbox console. Instead, you can stream from a library of your Game Pass titles on the virtual screen of the Quest 3. So you can. So realistically, you're paying $100 more so that you get a black and green version and a controller and an Xbox controller. And I mean, yeah, the UI is probably, all Xbox themed
Yeah,
and whatnot, but
but you get it says here because it was breaking down the extra $100. You get comes pre-installed with Elite Strap, which is a $70 value. I don't know. I'm assuming that's a game. Um, like you said, an Xbox controller, which is $65, and then 3 months of Game Pass, which they value that at $60. So with that, you're coming out on top. What? Um,
yeah,
65, 60, 120. You're coming out with almost $200 worth of value out of that $100 edition. Maybe.
I mean, the Carbon Black MetaQuest Elite strap included. I think that's the head strap. It's the Elite.
Oh,
It's not like the basic head strap. It's the Elite strap. Um,
oh.
but either way, yeah, because Touch Plus controllers, universal power adapter. Yeah, the headset with the Elite strap, standard facial interface, and optional glass spacer. Yeah. I mean, maybe it's worth it. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm really like, dude, I'm literally like wavering back and forth of like, should I get it? Should I not? Should I get it? I mean,
How often are you gonna put the headset on? I mean, don't you already have a MetaQuest?
I have the first that came out before it was even the Meta Quest. I have it was right after Facebook had purchased Oculus, and they came out with that
Yeah.
first one that's like, you don't need a PC to run this. I have that one still. And yeah, I used it for about a year and then I haven't put it on since, which was like 7 years ago. But uh this time it'll be different.
That's what they all say.
That's what they all say. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Like, okay, real talk. And you guys in the chats, you can answer this. If you had the money, do you get this, the Meta Quest 3, or do you get the Steam Deck, the Xbox Steam Deck handheld? Because I see use case scenarios for both, although man, because again, I see use case for both. Because I'm like, I imagine, I travel a lot. I'm on planes a lot. Like, it'd be dope to just put on the headset and be like, I'm off playing, doing my thing. Or, yeah, I have the
Because wasn't
handheld and I'm doing
or
whatever.
wasn't one of the handhelds limitations you had to be on the same Wi-Fi as your system?
So that is true for most. That's true for like the Switch and the PS Portal. Not for the Xbox handheld. You just need a stable Wi-Fi connection because it is
Okay.
cloud-based gaming. So you do need Wi-Fi. But I'm like, if you have a strong enough phone, you can just Wi-Fi right off your phone.
Yeah. No,
You
I mean,
could.
like you were just saying, because I was thinking about it from terms of sitting in an airplane playing your game. You would have to have really good Wi-Fi, and you're gonna have to be playing or paying, excuse me, some serious primo, or using all your Sky Miles.
That's true. That's true. Let's see. Insomniac, how good is the graphics card on it? For the headset,
Oh, it's
man, I
probably got to be
just saw
great.
that too. So on the headset, it says 2 times faster GPU processing power compared to the Quest 2, 8 GB RAM for better system performance. Storage option 128 gigs, 2.5 average battery life. I don't think they have specific. Tech specs. Here we go. Storage, mixed reality, audio, DRAM. 33% more memory compared to the MetaQuest 2. Display. 72 hertz, 90 hertz, 120 hertz for refresh rate. I'm looking through backwards compatibility, PC support, content library, direct touch hand tracking, battery life, charge time. Yeah, they don't really go into like too much of the processing and things like that. But yeah. Anyway. All right. To be determined. To be determined. We'll leave it at that. To be determined if CQ is going to purchase the handheld or the face mashed. Handheld or face held. I don't know. Head held.
When does the handheld come out? Isn't that like later this year?
Holiday, yeah, holiday this year. Holiday season.
I was gonna say, too bad. You could get that and play it on your way to San Diego.
That's true. That's true. Hmm. Do I want to, man? It's pretty to look at, but I don't know. I'll think about it. All right. We're gonna take a short break. And then we're gonna throw it over to the interview. Do you have something to say? You have something?
No, you're saying short. And I'm
Oh,
like, short?
I thought you were like,
Beast.
1 second, 1 second.
No, no.
Short break. During the break, I'm gonna play the trailer for Diablo, the movie that Scott Adkins is coming to talk about, and then post trailer, I'll play the interview. Don't be alarmed. I will look different. It's not a magic trick. It's a pre-recorded video. But then we'll be back with more show after the interview. So hang tight. Enjoy. What are you doing?
I was trying to impersonate the alpha.
Jesus Christ. All right, guys. We'll be back with more show after this. Shots.
Where's the money?
I don't think so.
Hey.
Hola, papi.
Speak. The call got grabbed this morning. It's an opportunity.
Now listen to me. I'm not here to hurt you. Don't do anything stupid.
Don't kick me.
Who are you to tell me what to do?
Okay. Stop running! I want you to see something. I was friends with your mother, and I'm telling you the truth.
Prove it! Your mother has been dead for 5 years.
I know. I think Vicente killed her. He took everything from me. Tell him the safety's on. Alicia! Run! We both want to get Lisa back. I'll fight to the death for her.
Who is that psycho?
I hired him for a job, but he crossed the line.
That's personal to him. First off, thank you for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. I want to dive into it since we have you for such limited time. You've built a career that's like a love letter to classic martial arts and action cinema. So before we get into Diablo, which we're definitely going to talk about, I just want to rewind the tape a little bit and get to know you a little better. You've been called one of like the last true action stars of our time. So what first drew you to the world of martial arts and cinema?
I don't know what the reason was, but for whatever reason, I grew up loving like the action guys, you know, Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Bruce Lee. And then I was a big, like, when Van Damme came out with Bloodsport, I was 13, very impressionable age, right? And he was like the new guy, the muscles from Brussels. That was a huge impact. After that, I discovered Hong Kong cinema and people like Jackie Chan and, you know, all those Donnie Yen. But I just always was fascinated with those physical actors. And I did love movies generally. But the action films, I just couldn't get enough of them. And very early on, well, I was when I watched Bloodsport, I said to my mom, I'm going to do what that guy does.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
She looked at me like, oh, okay. Do you want some more peas with your chips, love? I thought nothing of it. And now
Yeah.
here we are.
Let's go get you a Happy Meal. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So you've trained obviously in multiple disciplines. I'm curious how that shaped your approach to action choreography on film.
Well, the more you know, the better equipped you are to come up with some more interesting stuff. But, you know, a punch is a punch and a kick is a kick. Weapons is easier and all the rest of it. But really, it's how you shoot it. The choreography for me is less important than how it's captured on film, because you could have the most amazing piece of choreography that's ever been invented, but if you film it from a bad angle, it looks like crap. So that's the whole skill, really. It's how do you fill the frame with beautiful action? You know, it's no good having two guys here stacked fighting. You don't see much of what's going on. Let's bring it out like this. Now you got the two guys, but now you've got to make the punches hit. it's more difficult, but that's the skill of it, filling the frame with balletic action.
That's so well said. So Diablo specifically, what we're here to talk about, what can fans expect from this movie that kind of sets it apart from, other films or your other characters in movies?
Well, I think it's a good story with good characters, very interesting characters, especially with Marco's character. But there's a hell of a lot of action in there, as I always try to deliver on that front. But you strip all the action away, you've still got a compelling story with good characters that you're interested to see how this goes. And we may even pull on your heartstrings a little bit. It's an emotional story, but we've got some kick-ass action in there as well.
That's awesome. And speaking of the action, I mean, obviously doing as much as you do in a film, for this one specifically, what was maybe the most challenging stunt or sequence that there was in the film?
The fights are always really challenging. Keeping up with Marco Zaror, who's incredible. He's like the most athletic guy that I've ever met. He's just a phenomenal athlete and martial artist for real. So keeping up with him was hard, and but it was difficult. Like in 2009 when we first worked together, but he hasn't missed a step now. He's still like seems like the same guy from back then. Um, I did some little stunts because in the last week we were filming that, and I thought, well, I'll go on then. I'll smash myself through the window. Why not? So I do it when I can. But to be honest, if that was the first week, I might have been thinking, maybe I don't want to get injured because we've got such a tight shooting schedule that when you get injured, you're stuck with the injury then, and you've got to continue. But because a lot of that stuff happened on the final week, I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Like, yeah, screw it. I got time. I'll
Yeah, I'll go to the
recover
hospital
after.
after this. It's fine. Got
You
nothing
drop me
better to
off.
do.
Pack it up
Yeah.
and drop me off. And you kind of touched on this a little bit, but in the modern day of action films, it's like I just always feel like it's way too overly cut. It's very CGI heavy, and a lot of the stuff that obviously you do, it kind of bucks that trend. So I'm assuming for this one, and something to get people on board is, do we still have that very authentic action style in Diablo?
Yeah, you better believe it. I'm not going to be credited as producer and let them cut it to death. First of all, first rule is don't give them anything to cut. Just shoot what you want sequentially and edit it in your mind. Don't let the editor figure it out unless the editor is your director, Ernesto Diaz Espinosa, and then you're fine because you're working with someone who gets it. But yeah, I try to not give editors anything to cut because I don't want them to mess it up.
Yeah. When you watch film, and because obviously to do this kind of work, you also have to be a purveyor of it and watch it and absorb it. What are your pet peeves? What are you looking for in those action movies where you're like, they screwed that up?
You know what? I'm a pretty good customer, to be honest. I want to be entertained. I want to enjoy things. I always go into it like being pretty lenient. But obviously, when it comes to the action, I've probably got a bit more of a keener eye than most people. So yeah, that whole shaky cam thing completely does my head in. And it's not so much shaky cam, it's shaky cam plus quick cutting that doesn't let you understand the geography of the room or the scene or where people are and where they're coming from. It's like we're just cutting it as quick as possible so that you don't really know what's going on. So you get the impression that you're watching a good action sequence, but actually you only heard it. You didn't see anything because it was a mess. So that I hate stuff like that. But I think I'm quite a forgiving audience member, really. I want to be entertained. I go into it positive.
Like it. No, that's a good answer. Military guy, so it's always trigger discipline, weapon handling, and
Oh
like you
yeah,
said, you
that's your
want to
pet
enjoy
peeve, yeah.
it. You want to enjoy
Yeah.
it, but
I
it's
wonder, did you see a movie I did called One Shot at all?
I think I've heard of it. I don't think I've actually
Check that
seen it
one
though.
out because we
Okay.
had a military advisor on that, and I think we did things pretty much by the book. English military advisor though, and we're playing Navy SEALs, so you might have got some things wrong, but I think that's worth watching out.
Is that are
I'd
you
like to
driving on the
see what you
wrong
thought
side of the
about that.
road? The
Yeah.
guys are driving on the wrong side of the road. It's
Mm.
fine. It's fine.
No, not
Uh,
that bad.
now, I mean, looking at your IMDb and your career history, you've gotten to work with some iconic directors, co-stars. I'm curious, who has pushed you the most creatively, and maybe who was just an absolute blast to be with on set?
What, director or actor or?
I would your pick.
Yeah, well, I mean, gosh, I suppose I can say Chad Stahelski with John Wick 4, um, because it was such a from left field sort of ask. When he phoned me up and he said, "Yeah, I want you to play this guy. He's called Killer, but we're going to put you in a fat suit, and you're going to be like a Turkish German, and maybe you can be asthmatic and all this." Like, I was trying to get my head around it, working on the accent and the part, not actually visual. I couldn't visualize what the guy was going to look like because I needed to put everything on, and it was done in stages: the head first, then the bodysuit and everything. And it was John Wick 4, everyone's going to watch this. So that, like, creatively, that was a real challenge, but I relished the opportunity and it was great. So that one sticks out. But also going back to Boyka, like, whenever you can really create a character, I mean, that's it. That's what acting is all about, right? So those are the most rewarding experience when you do that and you pull it off, like Boyka, Avengement, or John Wick 4. It's great.
When you create these very iconic characters, how easy is it? Because I think of like sequels. How easy is it to slip back into that role? Right? Does it take you a while? Like, what's your prep? Do you watch the film? Do you walk around pretending
Yeah.
to be the character again?
Yeah, you watch the film. Um, I mean, because when you're playing a role for the first time, you're creating a backstory for the character. But when you're doing a sequel, you've already got the built-in backstory. So, you remember it all and you're going like that. But I remember I did Debt Collector with an actor called Lewis Mandalore, and we did Debt Collector 2, and we had a great sort of banter, buddy sort of like repertoire in the first one. And then we got there to do the second one. And I remember Lewis and I being like, I don't know, it feels forced. Are we pulling it off like we did in the first one? We weren't sure if we were gelling the same because we didn't really think about it on the first one. It just happened. And now we're trying to recreate it for the second, and we're second guessing ourselves and all sorts. So that was an interesting one.
Okay, okay. Now, how hands are you in crafting the action in your films? Like, are you heavy into the storyboarding of it? Is it more improvising it in the moment? Where do you fall in that?
With the action,
Mhm.
yeah, you don't want to be improvising in the moment in an action sequence. Someone will get hurt. It's staged very meticulously, and the way to approach it is to in the gym pre-visit, we say. So you're filming it with a cheap camera with some stunt guys, figuring out what the best angle is, cut it all together, sign it off with the director, producers. You happy with this fight? Okay, cool. That's what we're going to shoot on the day when we're really spending the money. As far as me, I like to work with the fight choreographer. Um, I I don't find it that enjoyable to choreograph the fights. I'm more about how it's shot. Um, but I have done it in the past, and obviously, it's me doing it all. I put my input in all the time. The most choreography I ever did was Accident Man 2, not by choice, but we had a few people fall out. But generally, I like to get someone else in and put my input in, and it's like writing a script. I've got a few ideas, but I don't want to sit there looking at a blank page. Somebody else do it, and I'll just throw a few ideas in and mess with your work. That's the way I
Yeah,
like to do it.
yeah. You noodle, right? That's the thing. I
Yeah,
noodle a
yeah.
bit, you know.
Just like to mess about with other people's hard work.
And what do you like?
for this movie in particular, what do you kind of hope that audience leave with, right? What do they take away when they finish watching this film?
Look, I just want people to be entertained and watch a good old fashioned, old school, hard hitting action martial arts film with a good story and great characters. And I just want people to have a fun time and have that experience that I had when I was a teenager watching these types of movies, which obviously, this is a throwback to that era, because everyone involved loved that era, and that's what we're trying to recreate. And we hope that there's the youngsters of today will appreciate it too, because when you see people that can actually do it, doing it in camera for real, it's much better than the alternative. Come on.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
You have, I would assume, a very rabid fan base that's also very international with all the work you've done. I'm curious, can you give us a glimpse? What's maybe like the craziest fan interaction you've ever had?
When somebody presents a tattoo of my face on them, that's always a weird one. And it's always Boyka. That's always crazy, isn't it? Like, you've actually had my face tattooed on your leg. Are you okay, mate? Are you sure about that? If you're watching, I'm sorry. I'm honored, but it always takes me by surprise.
Did they get you to sign it?
And I
You got to get the
once,
signed it.
yeah, I once signed a baby. I signed a baby once. That was a weird one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Sign my baby. Okay.
Anything for the fans, right? Anything for the fans.
Yeah. If
What's
that's
the
what you
facing a
want,
baby?
just don't tattoo that onto the baby, okay?
Let's see. We got you a couple more minutes. I'm gonna throw some random ones at you. If you could remake any classic action film and then, put yourself in whatever role in that film, what's the classic you'd want to remake?
Well, I always thought Running Man needed a remake, but they're doing that now.
They're doing that.
Edgar Wright is one of my favorite directors, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yep.
I can't wait to see what Chad Stahelski does with Highlander. But
good
for
choice.
myself, what would it be? I can't think. Any ideas?
I think you'd be an excellent James Bond. I mean, I think you can pull it off.
Yeah. Well, the
very
shoot is
smooth.
wet, but the martini is still dry.
There it is. There it is. Beautiful. And I know, like, I mean, you've done so much. You've even, you got into the MCU and Doctor Strange. Uh, Superhero is obviously a big part of our pop culture, sphere of what we do. Is there any maybe a Marvel or DC character that you'd love to just put on the suit and portray?
Oh, this would be the clickbait right now. This would be the headline of the story. I'll preface this by saying the current guy who plays the character is brilliant, and I want to see more of him doing it. But I always felt that I could do a great version of the Punisher.
Ooh.
I always felt that I was tailor-made for that part because I'm good at intense, and I've got like the credentials, the action credentials to pull it off, and I look like the character.
I
So
could not
yeah.
argue like that.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I co-signed that. I mean, we love
But
John
Bernthal
Bernthal.
is brilliant in the
He's
role.
great.
So, like, I'm not, we're good, but if you're asking me which one I always felt like I could really do well, it was that one.
Yeah, I see the headline already. Scott Adkins says he can do Punisher better than John Bernthal.
Adkins says he's better than Bernthal.
He's better than Bernthal. I love it. I love it.
Don't do that to me, mate. Don't do that to me.
Never, 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 never. You have a lot of stuff upcoming as well that I saw it was announced you're in the Rip with Matt Damon and Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you most excited for the stuff that's coming out, or anything that you can talk about? Because I know these things have to go through legal, but anything
Yeah, well,
exciting?
obviously, I'm massively excited about that movie because to be working with not just Matt and Ben, but like the whole cast is incredible on that movie. And Carnahan's an amazing director, and the script is truly brilliant. And it really feels like you're like authentic when I read it. It's really intense crime thriller. So that's going to be great. And I got a film coming out in September called Prisoner of War, which I'm really happy with. And Yeah, I'll just say those two for now.
Yeah, man.
I'm
You
looking
got
forward to seeing Skyline's Warpath with Eco, but I don't know when that's coming out.
right, right on. Well, we hope you'll come back and talk to us about those films because I'm sure there's some crazy behind the scenes stuff that we can talk about. But dude, just your discography, as it were, is just incredible, and I can't wait to see what else you're going to be coming up with. Is there anywhere that people can follow you on social media, website, or anything? Just people can show their support and follow your journey.
Yeah, the Scott Adkins on Instagram, Facebook. I do less and less on the social media. I've had enough, but I'm there sometimes. I'm on X a lot. But
Okay.
TikTok, if you're following me on TikTok, it's probably not me. There's a few people pretending.
Okay. See, there you go. There's
Yeah,
the headline. He's not on
yeah,
TikTok. Don't get suckered in.
yeah. And
Uh,
there's loads of people on Facebook pretending to be me. Don't be stupid. Don't fall for it. Come on, use your head. Look for the blue tick first of all.
yes, absolutely. And ladies, don't be the guy. Don't get caught. I mean, this guy would destroy you. In real life. He's coming after you. Uh, uh, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and doing this. I'm really looking forward to Diablo, which comes out in theaters on demand and on digital June 13th. I'll give you the last few seconds here to say whatever's on your mind, whatever's on your heart. Mostly military and veterans watch this. So anything you'd like to say to them or anyone else, the floor is yours.
Well, military guys, I think check out One Shot. One Shot. uh, the first one's called One Shot, and then it was One More Shot. It's about these Navy SEALs, and I think they'll like that because it's pretty authentic. Let me know if it isn't, but I think we did a pretty good job.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Scott Adkins, go see Diablo and then keep an eye out for all the other things that are coming soon. Hey, everybody, we back. We back. You like how I did that quick change?
Yep.
So fast. I'm so fast.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the legend, Scott Adkins. What a badass. What a certified, real to life badass. I forget to ask him, because I know he's belted in multiple disciplines and things. I want to ask him what were his go-tos as far as
Yep.
Brazilian jiu-jitsu or taekwondo or tai chi or kung fu or what is he all about. But anywho's that was the great Scott Adkins. What a dude. Solid
Yes.
dude. See if I can't get him back. He's going to be in the upcoming film. I think I mentioned it in the interview. The Rip with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. So see if we can't get him back to talk about that film, because I'm sure there's a lot that he couldn't talk about right now, but that he'd like to talk about later. So, but yeah, really nice guy. I got to talk to him a little bit before and after the interview, and just a really, really sweet guy, man. Just these movie tough guys, they're just big old sweethearts, in real life. But thoughts on the interview there, Angry Elf?
Well, I mean, I like the the suggested role of James Bond. That's what we need. We need a fresh new James Bond. He'd be able to fit the part.
I think he could do it.
You know.
I think he could do it. And we're gonna try not to stir up any trouble between him and John Bernthal, because he's doing a good job. JB's doing a good job, man. Doing a good job with the
Wait,
Punisher.
Look back at the board. Is his name on the board of people that will not come on Pop Culture Warrior?
No, he's not there. We still got a chance. It's a window, small window.
Saying there's a chance.
There's still a chance. A couple more news stories for you. In like you say, Mad Mike loves that things that no one asked for kind of category. But I'm curious to see who's excited for this, because generationally there are certain comedies. So I'm thinking like American Pie, where it's like
Yeah.
that's a very of its time movie, right?
Right.
I feel like everybody knows where they were when the first time you saw Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
Oh, I heard about this.
It's such a
Yeah.
of that moment, kind of movie that
Yeah.
it's the humor of the generation of that. Like it's definitely my humor. I've probably seen Harold and Kumar go to White Castle into the triple digits at this point. Easily into
Yes.
the triple digits, because it's funny. It's a funny movie, but it's also a very much of my generational funny kind of movie. Well, they did that. They did the sequel. Harold and Kumar go to go to Guantanamo Bay,
Guantanamo. Yeah.
and then they
No, Escape
finished
from
out
Guantanamo Bay.
Escape from Guantanamo Bay, and then they finished out the trilogy with like a holiday 3D movie.
Yep.
Okay.
I remember that. Yep.
Okay.
I've seen them all. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's great. And that's great. And I think it maybe one film too far, but that's okay. Finish it out, get the trilogy, hang it up, put it to bed. It's over.
Yeah.
Hey, Stacy, how you doing? They've announced a new Harold and Kumar movie is in the works.
Yep.
And I don't know. Like, part of me wants to be like, yeah, cool. But also like,
Yep.
are we not past this? I feel like we're past this. I don't
Yeah.
the stoner comedy, like what was the last good stoner comedy that came out? It might have been Harold and Kumar.
Yeah. I think it was.
And I cannot think of another, movie along that vein. Cuz the style of comedy is very reminiscent of, like, it's going to sound silly, but like the scary movies, the parody movies, where it's a very
Yeah.
silly, over the top kind of comedy. It's not meant to be taken serious. It's not a parody on anything, but it's funny. The saving grace for this announcement is that the people going to be writing and directing the film
Yeah.
are the creators of Cobra Kai. John Hurwitz, Hayden Schlossberg, and Josh Harold. So the people that brought to life Cobra Kai, which, say what you will, coming from a YouTube short into a Netflix powerhouse, I mean, it is at a miraculous rise. And they've done a good job, creating the story and navigating all that. I just don't know. I'm trying to imagine a movie like
Right.
Harold and Kumar working today. Let's see. Harold and Kumar movies. So the original came out in 2004.
Yep.
It is 21 years ago. The sequel was 4 years later in 2008, with the last one being in 2011, A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas, a 3D movie. Which, again, very of the time, right? Because 3D movies were all the rage,
Oh, yeah.
those couple of years. But what story? Yeah, and you guys are nailing it too. Like, because Kevin was Little Nicky, Ted, Super Troopers, all those kind of comedies. Yes, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I would dare to say all of the Adam Sandler comedies, pretty much.
You said 2011
was the last one.
was the last movie.
Mm-hmm.
bet it's going to be some sort of passing the torch type kids thing, like how Bill and Ted Face the Music was, or some of these other movies.
Yeah.
You know,
Like, are we at a point where, oh man, it's like, I don't know why I have this vision of like the snake eating its tail, where,
that's what it is.
you know what I mean? Where it's like Top Gun Maverick. It's 28 years later. It's all Harold and Kumar 4. You know, the Bill and Ted, you know, I just
Spaceballs. The Spaceballs.
Spaceballs. Oh God,
I'm,
Spaceballs.
you know,
Oh man.
just a quick little side. They need to not title it Spaceballs 2. They need to title it Spaceballs 3, The Search for 2. Huh? Huh? I'm just I heard that title years and years ago. I've always liked it if they ever did a sequel. But anyways, yes, it's all these movies that
How about
had their opportunity.
Spaceballs, the pre-sequel?
There you go.
It's the pre-sequel. You know, this is the sequel before the sequel. That's the prequel of the sequel.
But yes, Hollywood has, well, they've always done that, because remember when we were younger, they all the old TV shows were being done up as movies, like
Mm-hmm.
the Brady Bunch and the Flintstones and a
Get
couple others.
smart. Yeah.
Get Smart,
I
The
just
Addams Family.
I don't know, man.
Oh,
This nostalgic kick is really just kicking me in the cojones, because like I okay. I get it from a money making perspective, right? We grew up in the
yeah.
80s. So, you know, sell them a Ghostbusters movie and a He-Man movie and a G.I. Joe movie and a Transformers movie. I get it. I get it. I get it. But that is stuff that, for the most part, was original when we first saw it.
Yeah.
If this is what's coming out now,
Yeah.
what will be the nostalgia for the next generation? Like, what is going to be their original content that is remade 30 years later? Like, are we going to see Bluey the movie 30 years later? You know?
Probably.
I don't know. We're going to get Peppa Pig Returns, and it's like a dark, gritty murder mystery, live action.
Would be.
I just it blows my mind, man. Time for a new book, not a new chapter. God bless. That is poetic. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Yes, I agree. To tie into the news that the Cobra Kai creators are coming out with the Harold and Kumar movie, this isn't really news. I mean, it's news, but it's not the kind of news we usually cover, but I just found it so fascinating. Over the weekend, Cobra Kai star Martin Kove, the guy who plays Kyle Reese. No, Kyle Reese is
Kyle Reese is the Terminator.
No, he plays, what's his name? Oh God.
I forget his name.
John Kreese. John Kreese.
Yeah, Kreese.
It was close. It was close. Kyle Reese, John Kreese. So obviously, first started in the original Karate Kid and came back for Cobra Kai. He was at a fan convention in, I can't even pronounce this, Puyallup, Washington, Puyallup, Puyallup, Washington. He's there doing conventions as one does, you know, when you're a B, C-list actor and famous for one thing from 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And his co-star from Cobra Kai seasons 5 and 6, Alicia Hannah Kim, they were doing a VIP meet and greet. Now, for those that haven't ever been to one of these, you pay, you get in line, you get your 30 seconds to do photos, whatever. Sometimes it's one-on-one, sometimes you do a group photo. So I believe they were doing kind of like a Cobra Kai group photo kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, Alicia came up behind him. He might have been talking to someone and had just kind of tapped him to say hi. And she alleges he swung around, grabbed her arm, and bit her. And this is her quote, hard enough to almost draw blood. Now, that's pretty weird. Now, the man is 78 years old. So it could have been some type of weird PTSD flashback. I don't know. Like,
What? To being bit by a zombie?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It says here, according to the report, Hannah Kim told an officer who was working the VIP section that after tapping him on the shoulder to say hello, he suddenly grabbed her arm and bit her so hard he nearly drew blood. The report states that when she cried out in pain, he allegedly started kissing her arm where he had bitten her. The report detailed that Hannah Kim then told her husband, who was present at the event, and the pair went to confront Cove about the incident. The report states that upon confronting him, he exploded on them, saying something to the effect of how dare they confront him. Hannah Kim and her husband asked the reporting officer to step in and defuse the situation. According to the report, Cove claimed he was trying to be funny, adding that they play fight all the time on the set of Cobra Kai. She reportedly told the officer that she would not file charges, but did wish for it to have a report filed in case this continues. Cove was then instructed to leave the venue. The reporting officer advised the actor not to repeat such behavior in the future. So they had to kick out a 78-year-old man for biting someone.
That's on brand. Why?
This is the world we live in, man. This is Puyallup.
At least it wasn't bath salts this time.
Yeah, well, that's true. I mean, for all we know, it was bath salts. Jonathan, thank you. It's Puyallup. Thank you for breaking it down for us infantry dead brains over here. Puyallup.
Strong together.
Pop culture. Names hard. Like Marvel.
Words suck.
Oh, God. Puyallup. Yeah, I think I've heard of it. Puyallup. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? I've been to these conventions. The people that are like not running it in the sense of like the organizers, but running it as on the floor are like teenagers, crazy cat ladies, disabled people in like wheelchairs. Like these are the people that are actually managing stuff on the floor. I'm like, what are they gonna do? They're like, sir, you are not allowed to bite the talent. Like, just shit you never thought you'd see. My man,
how you get a safety brief.
Hit her. Now they're gonna now every start of the convention, everyone gather around in the green room. Please, no biting each other. Like we're gonna need hands to ourselves. Sit crisscross applesauce in a corner. If you're hungry, get a Snickers. Snickers satisfied.
Not your co-star's arm.
Yeah. I need someone to meme that shit with the Snickers ad, on it. what's it? What is it? You're not you when you're hungry. You know?
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
And get it. Anyway, tonight comes out Ironheart on Disney Plus. You're gonna watch? Yeah.
Do I have to? I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I watched all of Echo.
I mean, I got to imagine it's better than Echo. I got to imagine. I can't imagine a lower bar.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. You know what? Maybe I will, because yeah, I got nothing going
It's
on.
either that or Jurassic Park. I mean,
well, wait a minute. No, because I can watch 3 episodes of Ironheart this week, and then I can watch 3 episodes next week when they drop. But I can sit that in my bed or my living room at any point. That's the other thing. Like, I'm still watching Skeleton Crew. Let me put it that way. I just watched, I think it was the 4th episode last night.
good for you.
I started the first episode the first couple episodes when it dropped. So, yeah, that's how dedicated I am.
In other news,
Yeah, I killed that one.
yeah. I read these articles and it's like, God damn it. So
Yep.
again, things that who asked for this? They were just dropping some stuff for the next Call of Duty update for those Call of Duty players out there. They're doing a crossover with Ballerina, which makes sense. John Wick-ish makes sense. Beavis and Butthead. Like,
I need TP for my bunholio.
Fortnite dropped, what was it? Skins for Bob Belcher from Bob's Burgers, Hank Hill, and I forget who the other one was, but it was like the dad's Father's Day drop kind of thing. Which, okay, Fortnite I'll give you. It's a very cartoony, silly, over the top, that's been its identity. But these collaborations that Call of Duty do are just getting out of hand. And it upsets me because people buy it. And it makes so much money for them. It's bad enough that they're already saying, oh, the next Call of Duty is going to be like $80 base game, and then they're going to charge you for the season pass. And then they're going to charge you for each and every skin that comes out. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It makes me sad. It just makes me sad.
Yeah. Well, it's like did you play the Avengers game?
Oh, man. The heartbreak.
Remember that game? And it was like every week they were dropping skins, So, I mean, that was the only kind of decent thing about the game. I mean, the game was playable, but it got repetitive. The decent part was the fact that they, especially when they started leaning in heavily on the MCU skins.
I have been, since we're talking on gaming, I've been on such a kick of two different things. Simulator games, because I find them very simple, easy.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get, right? If you play Firefighter Simulator, you know what you're getting, right? You're going to drive in a fire truck. You're going to go shoot some water at some fire, Power Washer Simulator or whatever. Those are very calming for me. They're very leisurely. The other type of games I've been playing a lot are smaller, either indie developer or just smaller studio games. And I've been really on this kick of unique mechanics, unique ideas. Like I don't need graphics. I don't need realism. Give me something new and something interesting.
Yep.
So we talked about Blueprints. That was amazing. Dredge was another really good game.
Right.
I'm trying to think what else. There's so many. Just finished Alters, which is also on Game Pass. Alters is a phenomenal game because it's, I'm trying to think how to explain Alters in a way that would make sense. It's not really open world, but there's a lot of exploration.
Yeah.
But it's like part base builder, part RPG-esque in that, you're researching things and unlocking things and equipping things, part sci-fi. The whole gist of it is you are a
Yeah.
space explorer. Your ship crashed on a planet. Things went wrong. You're the last surviving person. In order to survive, you would need a whole crew of people. You would need a botanist and a mechanic and like all these people to keep a ship running, an engineer, a scientist, all that. But he was just like a builder. He was just like an engineer guy. And he's all that's left. He stumbles upon an element, whatever you want to call it. It's called like rapidium or whatever, but it's an element. And in mixing that with a quantum computer and a like biological device, whatever, he basically figures out how to clone himself. But what's interesting is that not only does he clone himself using the quantum computer, and again, you just kind of put reality out on the side on this one, but the quantum computer like maps out his brain and his memories and can change certain memory or like put him down a different path in the past, basically, so that, in one alternate timeline, let's call it, he went and studied medicine instead of engineering, right? Because at one point he was like, oh, should I do engineering or medicine? He went engineering. But now when he creates that clone, in its mind, he put it that you went towards medicine. And so that when it's fully developed and it hatches, so to speak, it's a doctor. And he does that repeatedly so that he creates a doctor, he creates a technician, a drilling specialist, because, they're mining for material and stuff. And it's so weird because it's all the same guy, but because of their choices, and of course, like you have to differentiate. So like some of them have mustaches, some of them have beards, some of them have long hair, some of them have short hair. But it's like the idea that all these possible changes in the timeline created these very vastly different people. It's such a wild game because you're like trying to stay alive, trying to manage the base. There are, magnetic storms that break things, and so you have to repair things, but also you have to feed all these people, but you have to also keep them engaged because they start bickering and fighting with each other. So it's like this crazy, bro, it hit all of my like ADHD in all the right places because you're balancing 15 different things at the same time because you have to, research this technology, but you have to build this thing, but you have to set, each person has to do a job and you have to make him do this and make him do that. But this guy wants to take a break and this guy wants to work out, but this guy wants to go do that.
It sounds like one of those park builder games, like on
steroids.
Kind
of like that. Yes. That mixed with like, again, it's not really open world in the sense that like you can go anywhere, do anything, but it's a lot of exploration and things like that. And, but yeah, I just finished that game and it's one of those games where like the choices you make have dire consequences. Like people can die, You know, you can not make it to the end of the game, and like there are choices that you have to live with, and even the endings you have to make choices, and it's a whole thing. But highly
It's
recommend
like
Ultras.
I just bought the remaster or whatever of Dead Rising. Remember that game?
We talk
It was like
about
20 bucks.
we talk
It was
about
20
why
bucks
do
at Walmart.
people keep going back to old shit. He's like, I just bought that game from 30 years ago. I just bought it again. But
Yeah,
yeah,
why
I
not?
get you. I get you. I get you. That was a good
Well,
game.
yeah,
It's a classic. It's a classic. You know,
it
it's
is.
zombies in a mall. How could you go wrong?
Exactly. It's like the Dawn of the Dead game or movie. That's why I went into it because it basically starts the same way
I'm,
ish. And I'm talking about the classic
yeah,
George Romero
yeah.
version, not the Zack
It's
Snyder update, which was still
yeah.
pretty good.
I gave him credit. It was actually pretty good. Um, yeah, I mean, it's zombies in a mall. How could you decapitating people with like a foam sword? Like, how could it go wrong?
Yeah.
How could you go wrong?
And then
Good.
RoboCop's coming back.
Do tell.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't know? All right. So you remember the game RoboCop Rogue City?
Yeah, I played it.
Yeah. Well, next month they're dropping a what do they call it? A standalone expansion called Unfinished Business.
Oh, so there's
So,
more RoboCop.
yep, RoboCop's coming back. There's going to be flashback scenes that you get to play as Alex Murphy. Apparently, you're kind of how that second Judge Dredd movie where you got to work through your way through a building, clearing out thugs and bad guys or whatever.
Hmm.
So I'm looking forward to that. That would only because the first one was so good. In fact, I played it all the way through till I maxed out my RoboCop and all his updates and upgrades, and I was one-shotting freaking bosses
Such a badass.
like a badass. Dead or
Such a
alive, you're
badass.
coming with me.
I'm looking at the trailer for it right now.
It's more of the same. From what I've seen, it's more of the same. And if you liked it, especially if you like the first two RoboCop movies, it's worth a play. Um, you
Yeah,
know,
I thought the game was great. I thought the game was great. A little short, but I think it's better to be a little short than overstay your welcome. Uh,
yeah.
so I thought it was really good. Um, well, the thing that I wasn't too happy with was that there were a lot of like moments in that game where, how do I say this? Like you could do things that seem to have like, oh, this is important, or like, oh, did you
Oh yeah.
push the guy off the thing, or if you didn't, you saved him, or you whatever, and it really just didn't matter one way or the other. And I like to feel like in my games that my choices matter, but
Yeah.
it really
There was
boiled down to like the only thing that mattered was like the very last choice of the game, like, and even that didn't really
yeah.
matter all that much. It was just
No.
whatever. But
It's just yeah.
yeah, but otherwise, very good game. Enjoyed it. Enjoyable game. Very nice. Like it. I like it. I like it a lot.
And then did you see how Robert Kirkman's new comic new comic series is getting animated series potentially.
Yeah.
The GI Joe Transformers comic series, the Energon universe is supposedly the gossip is that Robert Kirkman and Skybound Comics have sold a Transformers GI Joe Void Rivals Energon universe animated streaming service. Um, I would venture to guess. Well, one, it says announcement expected at San Diego Comic Con with a series promising shocking developments. I'm willing to bet you it's Amazon because he's already got his couple of
Yeah.
cartoons
Yeah.
associated with Invincible.
Yeah.
So
Um,
I'm I'm excited.
Here's the thing, and I'll say this here. Robert Kirkman, phenomenal writer. Phenomenal
Mhm.
writer. I mean, has done so, like, even if you take away the stuff that he's most known for, Walking Dead and Invincible, he's a phenomenal writer and all of his stuff is amazing. And I think this of most super talented people, he's an asshole. He's
Oh yeah, Mike said that.
just a
Yeah.
huge asshole. I've met him numerous times. He's never been pleasant to be around. I think at one point he was pretty humble and modest. And I think that was like right before the Walking Dead TV series came out.
Yeah.
And then
I
once
believe
that
that.
went off, he's just one of those people that, you let the, the fame gets you. That being said, I personally have never been a fan of the idea of a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. Much for the same reason, and, not knocking either brand, but the same reason I didn't
Yeah.
think there should be human characters in Transformer movies. Because realistically, they can't do much. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you could say, well, yeah, if they have a big plane with a big gun or a big thing, well, then it's just machines on machines. The human's not really doing much. You can send a UAV with
Right.
that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I've never been a fan of the. I don't know. I just think there could be better stories for Transformers
Oh,
and for GI Joe than needing to,
well,
like, let's cram it all together.
well, it's this whole idea, and Hasbro's been toying with this for well over a decade, creating it's the same
Shared universe.
phenomenon that happened after the Avengers. They
Mm-hmm.
wanted to create a multi-series, universe with all their brands having some form of synergy. And it's always been the only two that have stuck is this GI Joe Transformers idea. Um, and that all stems from not only being a Hasbro, both of them being Hasbro properties, in-house properties, but there was one episode in the third season of Transformers that crossed over Cobra Commander. But then again, all those cartoons in the 80s had all the same people on it. So that was easy. Um, but yeah, I I like it. I'm reading the comic series now and it's pretty good. It takes a very drastic change on the whole story idea. So
So
yeah,
if we're gonna
yeah,
play that game,
sure.
I'm looking at a list of properties owned by Hasbro. So I'm thinking we do a Peppa Pig GI Joe crossover. We do a GI Joe Scrabble crossover, a Power Rangers Trivial Pursuit crossover, and then
We already
wrap it
probably
up.
did that.
Yeah, wrap it up with, like, maybe, I don't know, Dungeons and Dragons crossed over with Nerf. So there you go. Nerf properties.
They've done that. No, I mean, but see, they've been doing comics crossover stories since the 80s. I don't know. It goes with the same with like Alien versus Predator, you know.
Jason versus
So
Freddy. It's
Jason
it's
versus
been
Freddy.
done. It's been done. It's been
Yeah.
done to death. Although, looking at their list, I could totally see like what was it, Peppa Pig and what was the other one? My Little Pony. I could see that. Like a cute little
Yeah.
kid thing. Yeah, I don't know, man. They own Magic the Gathering, or they're one of the, like,
Yes.
co-producers of Magic the Gathering. I wonder that's how they get all those crossovers.
Yes.
Yeah. Heh.
Because
Anyway,
the thing, yeah. Well, we won't go into it. The thing of it is, Hasbro sucks.
Yeah. Wizards of the Coast, Hot Wheels, Barbie, all kind. Yeah. Yeah. All that stuff. All that stuff is tied together. Well, it's like when, people don't realize, but like, oh, I like, Coke versus Sprite. And it's like, they're all the same company. They're all the same,
Yeah.
or, oh, I like to stay at the Hyatts. Well, that's owned by, Wyndham and all these, like, they're like, I remember I saw somewhere it was like all food and like beauty care products and like they're owned by like 6 companies. Like if you trace it all the way to the top, it's like 6 mega corporations that own everything. It's ridiculous. And all the options are just an illusion of choice. That's all it is. The same way, what was it like? Mercedes owns Toyota or something like that. I don't remember or BMW or some. I don't know. I'm not a car guy, but like some of these top end brands own the lower end brands, and it's the same shit. You're just paying for because you think it's more exclusive. Mm-hmm. Anyway, all right. At this point, I'm just rambling. What have we got coming up? Lots. I'm gonna throw it up.
San Diego in a month.
I'm gonna throw it up one more time. QR code. If you are interested in joining the WTF Nation Radio family, we're looking for people to bring new content ideas and also support. You could be a host, you could be a co-host, you could be a producer, editor. We're looking for people who do graphics, people who edit videos, people who are good at spreadsheets. Whatever it is, whatever talent you have, bring it over to bring in new fans. Yes, we are looking to bring in new fans as well. Yes. So,
I mean,
it's going to be a huge initiative for this summer. It's like the summer recruitment drive. And then once we get out of the summer, everything will close down and we will put off recruiting for another year. But we're bringing.
Oh, so you're going to have windows.
Yeah, windows of recruitment. It's kind of like, you get insurance and there's like, what do they call those? Like the benefits windows or whatever call them.
Yeah.
Enrollment periods. But yeah, so just to give you guys a little bit of the inside scoop, now that I am the station manager at WTF Nation Radio, some of my initiatives, obviously the recruitment drive is one of them. We're looking at all the shows and we're taking a second look at all the shows and nothing's changing in the sense of like the content we provide. No shows are going away or anything like that. But there might be a bit of a shakeup. We might move some shows around. We're going to be adding in new shows, looking at maybe some daytime shows, maybe looking at some, daytime weekend shows, looking at not just live shows, but some pre-recorded shows, maybe some things that are not full-on shows, but maybe shorter segments, do like little 30-minute short segments on different topics and things. But there's a lot. I don't want to speculate too much because we haven't locked in anything yet. But we're talking with a lot of really cool content creators and interesting people who, have something to say and have either a passion for a topic or are subject matter experts in a topic. And so yeah, it's very exciting, man. It's a big time for growth and change. Again, you're not going to lose anything. If you're here, you will continue getting everything you already love about WTF Nation Radio. This is about diversifying and bringing more content, bringing new voices, new content ideas. Tomorrow, for instance, this is not set in stone. It's a trial. Our boy Radar is going to be doing the Smoke Pit tomorrow at 11 p.m. Eastern. He's going to start later. He We're trying something out. He wants to see about doing his show at a later hour. I know that's going to hurt some of my East Coast viewers, but for some of the West Coast viewers, they might be excited to be able to watch some nighttime programming. So if you are a fan of the Smoke Pit, don't be alarmed when it's not on at 8 p.m. Eastern. Hang in there, and it will be airing at 11 p.m. Eastern, or what's that? 10, 9, 8 p.m. Pacific. Just something we're trying. You know, again, it's all about experimenting, trying new things, pushing boundaries. Yeah, man. There's so much shit I want to say that it will come. It will in its time, it will be there.
If you build it, he will come.
Yes, that's the idea. That's the idea. But as you did say, we'll have an episode next week, the 1st of July, which, yes, giveaway. I'm saying it now. Summer starts when CQ does a giveaway. So next week on Tuesday's Pop Culture Warrior, we'll do a giveaway. Like I said, we got some shirts, we got some hats, we got some other stuff that I've been hanging on to since like New York Comic Con. But we'll give a bunch of stuff away. The week after that, I won't be here. We'll see if Mad Mike and someone else maybe might do a show. That's July 8th. Because your boy will be in Turks and Caicos. Come find me. Turks and Caicos.
Turks and cakes? What? Turkish cake?
Turkish cakes. Turks and Caicos. I'm going to be scuba diving, living my best life. I'm going to be off comms. You will not be able to get a hold of me. There will be no social media posting. There will be no clips posting, videos posting, Facebook postings. Not from this guy. Maybe other people, but not from this guy. I am going on vacation, much earned, much deserved, and I am unplugging from the world. If America gets nuked, for God's sakes, I won't know about it until my flight gets canceled. When they're like, there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to land over there. In which case, I will then be a resident of Turks and Caicos for moving forward.
Turks and cakes. Turks and cakes.
Turks and cakes. And then, like you said, the last week of July, I don't think we're going to miss a show because I'll be gone from Thursday to Monday. So we won't miss a show. But I will be at San Diego Comic-Con. Long overdue. The dream from when I was a boy. Just a wee little CQ. The dream was always,
little lads,
always to go to San Diego Comic-Con. And finally, I'm making the dream. And of course, the year I go, Marvel won't be there. Son of a bitch. Anyway, it's all right. I'm sure there'll be some type of announcements. And I think that's the weekend Fantastic Four comes out. So it is what it is.
yes, that's the popular belief why they're skipping it, because they don't want to take away from. But I've never believed that, because it's like, I'm gonna sit there for 5 minutes and go, oh, Marvel's announced a new movie, or drop the trailer for this one.
Yeah.
And then if I was interested in going to see Fantastic Four, I'd do that while I'm waiting for this movie to start.
I'm hoping we get like some type of appearance maybe by the cast, and like they do some type of activation or something like that. But I don't know. I'm just sad. I'm sad. I'm happy, but I'm sad. I'm happy, but I'm sad. Yes, what else? What else can I talk about? There are things happening behind the scenes. There are things happening behind the scenes that we can't talk about just yet. But things are coming. Things are coming. Things are happening. Things are moving. Things are grooving. Things are jiving. I will say, can I tease that yet? Give me a second. Give me a second. I think I can. It's close enough. One of the guests that we are just trying to finalize a date because he's out of country filming. is Michael Rooker. Michael Rooker. Merle himself. Mary Poppins, y'all. Mary Poppins himself is has said he wants to come on the show. So that is one I'm very, very excited about. And also, he will be at a convention near me, so we might do something in person as well. So we'll see.
You know what you need to do? When you go to that convention, take a bag of chocolate pretzels. Do you know what I'm referencing?
Yes, I know what you're referencing. It's a Kevin Smith movie. I'm
Well,
well aware.
See if he'll sign it. That would be awesome.
No, I'm not doing that. No. Oh, hello, Jake. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in at the last possible minute. All right. With that, let's show you currently what all is. Whoop, that's the wrong button. Whoops, wrong button. What we got going around here, the station currently. Enjoy it while it lasts, because things are going to be shook up here over the summer. But the sports bar is going to be on hiatus for the month of July. They are, both Coach and King are doing a lot of traveling and have a lot of different things going on. And they're cooking up a little something special. So the sports bar will be on hiatus temporarily through until August. They'll be back August. Obviously, you got Ice and Massey on Monday edition. You got myself and Mad Mike and Angry Elf for as long as he'll have us on Tuesdays here on Pop Culture Warrior. Wednesdays is the Smoke Pit with Radar. Remember, tomorrow, special Smoke Pit After Dark, 11 p.m. Eastern, going live. Thursdays, start of time, as always, with Ice and Spanky. Every other Friday is FTX. This is an off week. We played last week. We did play Fire Tower. It was a hell of a lot of fun. We had a great time. And then Saturday is Weekend Co-ops. Special announcement is this Saturday, there will be a special thing happening. I don't think we have a name for it yet. We don't have a name for it.
I love you.
What?
I know.
What? Jesus. Awkward. So, special, there's a special thing happening. I don't know if he announced it yet or not. I don't want to step on Nemo's toes. But he's doing a special stream. It'll be Saturday afternoon. There is something really cool happening, so look out for that. I don't want to step on his toes if he didn't announce it. But Saturday afternoon, keep an eye out for that. And then the whole month of July, starting on July 5th, with Weekend Co-ops, he's doing. It's starting out with the 5th of Freedom, right? Like a 5th of Freedom. A 5th of Freedom, July 5th. He's doing the whole month of July is special streams with Gray Zone Warfare. We're going to have special WTF Nation Radio servers. You can jump in and play Gray Zone Warfare with us and the devs of the game with some cool giveaways, free codes, all types of stuff. So if you're into gaming, you should definitely check it out. I played Gray Zone Warfare. It's ridiculous. For us guys who have actually been in combat, there's a lot there to like. Again, it's a video game, different thing, but there's a lot to like in how well they've, what Call of Duty was supposed to be, an actual tactical military style shooter. But anyway, that's everything around the horn here at WTF Nation Radio. Angry Elf. Mr. Elf, do you have anything? Let's say, imagine this were your last appearance on Pop Culture Warrior. Do you have anything you want to say to the audience? Do you have any words of wisdoms or pearls you want to share? Or,
I enjoyed every moment.
You want to give it
No,
like a...
I'm taking. everybody else is taking hiatuses. I am too. I'm taking a couple-month hiatus. Your boy's going back to college. Gonna teach him some new tricks. And I've got to buckle down for a little bit, but I'll be back. Maybe, maybe around, I don't know, the holidays. We'll see how it all pans out. But I'll still be in the chats. It's easy to harass CQ in the chats. That's the best part.
I
Give him a
appreciate
hard
it.
time.
Yes, please show some love to Angry Elf. He has stepped up and filled in for big shoes whenever Mad Mike's not available.
Yep.
We want to
Or
thank
when you
Angry
decide to
Elf.
go watch a movie.
Hey man, it's not my fault they put all the screeners on Tuesdays. It's not like I have a choice.
It's all right.
Speaking of which, I'll be at a screener tomorrow. I was shocked. It's a Wednesday, but
What'd you get?
going to see Heads of State, the new movie with John Cena and Idris Elba.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
That looks.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Amazon?
It is an Amazon movie, correct? It is an Amazon movie, but we have a special screening in theaters. So I'll be seeing it in theaters, and I'll let you know my thoughts after the movie. I mean, it's John Cena and Idris Elba playing the American president and the British prime minister who hate each other and are forced to help each other survive through an assassination attempt. So, it's a John Cena movie. You know what you're getting.
It's the Suicide Squad with less steps.
Yes, I'm gonna say it's like Lethal Weapon, like a
Lethal Weapon.
yeah. That's
I
what
was
I'm
I
going.
was just trying to think of a movie that they've both been in because they've been in a couple together.
That's true. I didn't even put that together. They were both in Suicide Squad.
Because I distinctly remember when they're both getting like let out of their cells, and they're like, "Wait, don't you do the same thing?" "Oh, no, I
Yeah.
do the same thing, but better." Back and
Yes.
forth. So,
Yes. 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 That's
so
right.
yeah,
That's right. Yeah. So anyway, sorry. I just
that'd be
I just
fun.
went down a brain tangent. Thank you again for hanging out with us. This is not goodbye. Just I'll see you later. And you always have a place here. You always have a place here
I'll
at
be
Pop
back.
Culture Warrior and WTF Nation Radio. Brought to you by U.S. Army WTF Moments. All right. All right, fuckers. That's it. That's all we got. Go do something else. Go
Yeah,
live your life.
whatever
Go.
it is, don't eat Cheetos and play with your dick. Turn it orange.
That's true. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Shots.
Let's see it.